Hello everyone, today I am here with a brand new emotional and motivational story, a story about pain, patience, and the quiet power of never giving up. In a small village surrounded by dry fields and broken roads, there lived a boy named Armin. Armin was not born into comfort. His father was a daily wage worker, and his mother stitched clothes late into the night to keep food on the table. Their house had cracked walls, and during the rainy season, water would drip through the roof like a reminder of how fragile their lives were. But Armin had something stronger than poverty. He had a dream. Every morning, he would walk 5 kilometers to school. His shoes were torn, and sometimes other boys laughed at him. They called him the poor dreamer. They told him dreams were only for the rich. At first, Armin smiled and ignored them. But at night, when everyone was asleep, he would stare at the ceiling and whisper to himself, "Maybe they are right. Maybe I am not enough." One evening, he saw his mother sewing under a dim bulb. Her fingers were swollen, her eyes were red. Yet she smiled when she saw him watching. "Why don't you sleep?" she asked gently. "Amy," he said softly, "do you think someone like me can ever change our life?" She paused. She looked at him not with pity, but with belief. "Beta," she said, "Allah does not look at what you have. He looks at how hard you try." That night, something shifted inside Armin. The next day, he stopped listening to the laughter. He started waking up earlier. He borrowed old books from seniors. He studied under streetlights when electricity went out. When others played, he practiced. When others rested, he worked. But life tested him again. In his final year of school, his father fell sick. The hospital bills grew like a mountain. Armin had to work part-time at a mechanic shop after school. Grease covered his hands. Exhaustion filled his body. His grades dropped. His teacher said, "Maybe you should focus on earning. Studies are not for everyone." For a moment he felt broken. Maybe this was his reality. Maybe destiny had already decided. One night, after a long shift, he sat alone outside his house. He looked at the stars. He realized something powerful. The stars shine the brightest in the darkest sky. If his life was dark, maybe it meant his light could shine even brighter. From that day, he made a promise, not to anyone else but to himself. "I will not quit." Years passed. Armin failed his first college entrance exam. He failed again the next year. People whispered he should have given up earlier, but they did not see the fire inside him. On his third attempt, he passed. Not with the highest marks, not with celebration, but with tears in his eyes and gratitude in his heart. He got admission into a good university on scholarship. Life did not suddenly become easy. He still worked part-time. He still skipped meals sometimes. He still faced loneliness. But he had learned something greater than success. He had learned resilience. One day, years later, Armin stood on a stage as a successful engineer. His parents were sitting in the front row. His mother's hands were still rough, but now they trembled with pride instead of exhaustion. When he was asked to give a speech, he didn't talk about awards or achievements. He said, "I was never the smartest. I was never the richest. I was just the one who refused to stop." The audience clapped. But his real victory was not the applause. It was the journey. Dear reader, sometimes life will make you feel small. It will make you question your worth. It will test your patience. It will break your confidence. But remember this: pain is temporary. Struggle is a teacher. Failure is a lesson, and patience is power. If you are walking alone right now, keep walking. If you're tired, rest, but don't quit. If the world laughs at your dreams, smile and work harder. Because one day the same world will clap for you. I hope you enjoyed this story. If it touched your heart even a little, then remember, your story is still being written. And the best chapter may be just ahead.